Here we go. Let's see. We got my brother Marlon. Everyday Marlon coming on. Let's invite this brother man real quick. Alright, so Positive High Talk Story every Thursday, bringing on a friend who I vibe with, either in real life or via the interwebs, Instagram, social media, all that good stuff. Enjoying the sunshine today. Ooh, let me let my hair down. Let me let my hair down. Okay. So, as we wait here, hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Thursday, whether it's sunny or not, wherever you guys are at. You guys having a good day? Ooh, there he is, brother Marlon. All right. So get comfy. Connecting. 3, 2. Oh, what's up, dude?
What's up, Sergio?
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you perfect. Can you hear me good?
Yep, we're good, dude. Cool. How's everything going? How's life?
Everything's good, man. It's interesting with this whole COVID.
Oh yeah, I know, dude. Everybody's freaking just adjusting to everything. I was talking to Danny last week. It's kind of like the first week was kind of like, oh shit, what the hell's going on? Second week is like, all right, cool, getting bearings. And third week's, all right, I can kind of do this. This is cool. So yeah, so now it's kind of like getting everything adjusted, right? But yeah, dude. Yeah, so welcome, Positive High Talk Story. Thanks, dude. We've been friends on Instagram for what, like over a year now, right? At least.
It's a good while. Just yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So basically, so yeah, Positive High Talk Story. Welcome. Back home in Hawaii, Talk Story is just just have a good conversation with someone you vibe with family, with friends, and all the good stuff. Usually at the beach, at the park, in the sunshine, or even just at work, at home. So yeah. So basically, the main thing I want to do with this is I want to bring the people that I connect with via online, Instagram, or in real life, and I want to bring our circles together. Yeah. So kind of just friends of yours, friends and family of yours, bring it with mine, and just kind of intermingle and just feel a positive high. Yeah. No real structure, just kind of just talking story about who you are, your positive high journey. Oh shit, the wind. See, that's why it's full on live, dude.
It'll happen.
Yep. Cool. Should be good. I had some water, but I started drinking all of it before I forget stuff. So that's my water bottle. But yeah, so basically, it's kind of just bringing our circles together. Yeah. Main thing, no structure. I just want to talk about just you, get to know you better. Where you grew up, your positive high growing up, and your positive high now. It's gonna happen again. See, Serge doesn't learn. Let me go ahead and get this thing to kind of. I have my tripod, but it busted. So.
Yeah, that's how I have my setup right now. I had to find a spot. I'm trying to not to get too much wind and. So.
Yeah. That should be good, but let me go get some stuff. Look at that. Cool. We're gonna use my son's. We brought a slingshot, and then we made a makeshift freaking bullseye with the Amazon box.
Sweet.
So yeah, I was like, I want to get this guy outside and like actually doing some stuff outdoors, and I was like, let me freaking. I saw a slingshot. I forget what I was watching on Netflix, but this kid was just like banging this freaking like bunch of cans with the slingshot. I was like, I'm gonna get a legend slingshot. But
that sounds like an awesome idea.
Oh, dude, it was slingshot's like it was cheap. It was like $6, and then the little freaking BBs was like 3,000 for like $10. So yeah, we're just pretty much just freaking every other day we kind of come out here to target practice. It's actually getting pretty good, dude. So, but yeah, dude. So basically, just kind of want to get to know you better, your positive high growing up and stuff, and kind of how you got into personal training and fitness, and just what you love to do as far as like who you want to impact and all the good stuff. Yeah. But yeah, dude, we should be all set. Kind of just take it away, like who you are, where you're from, what you do, and yeah, we're gonna get to your positive high and stuff, dude.
Okay, so Marlon, I was born and raised East LA, California. So there most of my life, over 35 years. And just last year we moved up to Washington. So,
Okay.
and that's a huge change.
Yeah.
Like crazy change. And just as far as what do I do? A little bit of everything now, especially nowadays. It's like I'm trying to get the ball rolling with the online training. But even then, now it's funny. I talk to my wife. It's like, man, the one time is like I'm getting it going, and now everyone, it's so everyone. I'm just like, maybe I'll just sit back, let it do its thing, you know.
Yeah.
So, and then besides that, I do a lot of freelance graphic design, and then just a bunch of those app jobs. I've been Instacarting, I've been Grubhubbing. I'm all over the place because I'm not the one. Like, I don't like feeling sorry for myself, and I don't like just sitting around and pointing a finger and being like, "Oh, it's your fault because I can't do it." I'm gonna do my best and just I gotta, you know, tough times. I gotta hustle extra.
No, for sure, dude.
So,
yeah, feel it, dude.
And then as far as training, I'm on my 4th year, and I worked about a year at LA Fitness.
Okay, cool.
And that was pretty cool. And then after that, I was just trying to get my own thing. And then I stopped training because wife got pregnant, and I was working 2 jobs. I was a full-time graphic designer, and then I was a part-time personal trainer. And then, but once that happened, I was like, okay, something's got to give. Because I wasn't seeing my wife at all.
Yeah,
so
right.
That didn't work too well. So after that, it was just, okay, so let's get this going. And ever since then, man, it's been a learning process. Just everything with people, with having a baby, man. Like my thoughts on that, like before I had a kid, my sisters have, I have 8 nephews. And I thought I had an idea of what it was to have a kid. I had no idea.
Yeah.
No idea, and it's insane, the pressure. And then right now he's 2, so he's just running amok, not listening. Today's was a crazy day, but got to make it work and just going. But yeah, man. I mean, it's things today interesting.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's crazy because like it's funny because I have a pretty big family too. It's like my cousins all have kids. Like they're all older now. Maybe like some of them are almost like 12, 11. And then it's like, oh yeah. It's like I know how to freaking handle kids and stuff. But once you have one, it's like, oh, I'm with this little human 24/7, dude. And like it's pretty much like it's not just that one phase of life as infancy, but they're going through this whole like phase. If even like the first 5 years since Elijah's been in this physical earth, it's like, oh shit, he's grew so much, just like a sponge. And it's like it's always something new, like even in a span of like 3 months, 6 months, right? And it's just like this new phase, like, oh shoot. And then you gotta you're like really like learning on the fly, because you can read all these books, get advice from your parents and family members and stuff, but once you're in the trenches, you're like, it's kind of like what was that quote, like everyone has a game plan until you get punched in the mouth, right? It's
like
like
Mike Tyson one.
Yeah. You always have a fight plan. You have this game plan until you get, now it's like, oh shit, all right, dude, I'm in this, dude. But going back, props to your boy. You saw him do that jump. So you're like, hey, let's test this out, dude. Let's test this one out. You put him there. I was like, all right, cool, let's go. But no, he did it, dude. That's sick.
Yeah.
But
my wife, she was like, don't do that again.
No, but then I mean, that's pretty much like how they learned, right? It's like, okay, cool, and like it's cool because like around that age, like they pretty much like they have some fear, but for the most part, they're like, just do it, dude. Like they have no thought of like, oh shit, should I do it? But it's like now, like he's had that jump. It's like, oh, he's done it before. It's like, oh shit, this is easy, guaranteed. Because now I see like Elijah's like jumping all over the place, dude. Part of me wants to be like, hey, chill, but like I was like, nah, he's good. He's been freaking jumping since he's like 2. So, but no, yeah, it's solid that you kind of give him that experience of like just like trying it out, right? So not really.
It's a weird balance too, because you don't want them to get hurt.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're just like, take a risk.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's
So yeah,
interesting.
it's a very very interesting balance too. And then but yeah, as far as like going back to like I guess like you growing up in like East LA and stuff, like how was that as far as like movement or even just like being outside? Like, do you have any like specific activities or like positive movement activities
No,
or?
so when I think back on my childhood, like it's funny when you say positive high. It's very much to this day. I mean, it's video games, man. Like
Yeah, yeah.
to me, I grew up with them. I
Hmm.
started playing four. My cousin gave me the Nintendo controller. I saw this little character move around that I could control and I could jump, and it blew my head. I still remember that day like it was yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And ever since then, I mean, God bless my mom. Like she did her best to keep me away from the gang lifestyle. It's
Yeah.
very easy to, I won't say it's hypocritical, but it's easy to jump into.
Uh,
And for our dynamics, she did her best, and she was like, okay, do good in school, have this, and she liked me at home, and that's the way it worked out, man. I mean, it just video games were always such a joy for me,
yeah.
and the fact that me growing up too, we moved a lot, so it was hard for me to keep neighborhood friends.
I see. I see.
So so it was one of those things where it's like, man, and just to this day, to this day. But the trick, the thing that trips me out this day is I don't allow myself to play 8 hours,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
10 hours, just sitting there, just checked out of reality.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Now, now the way it works is like, okay, 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there. But even then, I don't. I'm not like, hold on, son. It's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. It's
I
like,
gotta play.
yeah, like let me finish the level, dude. Chill out,
Yeah,
kind of thing. Yeah, it's like, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You got like those boundaries, right? It's like, all right, cool. Let me get in this freaking. Let me try to work on this level or whatever. But what games are you kind of playing right now?
Right. The game I've been playing. So I used to jump and I used to play a lot. Not really so much, but the game I'm playing that I always been playing for probably like the last year, it's Smash Brothers. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
if you've
yeah,
heard of it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
play that too much.
Yeah. No, yeah. I
So
actually freaking played the game last year. Yeah, last year. And I was like, oh shit. It's funny because like same thing. Like I grew up, playing video games and stuff too. But I still did basketball, surf, and all this stuff. But yeah, like just the N64 action and stuff. I remember just like in the mornings waking up, my younger brother's like, all right, dude, we got like 15, 20 minutes. So let's play real quick before we go get ready for breakfast. But no, yeah, and then like Final Fantasy 7 and shit like that. But it's
yeah,
crazy because like now like games, I can find myself like whenever I play, it's like, oh shoot, I gotta kind of like put a barrier because I know guaranteed I'll freaking get sucked in because
yeah.
it's like super easy because you can just like it's just fun, right? And like yeah, it's crazy like how you say as far as like you get like kind of lost in like a different reality, right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and like you can kind of pertain it to anything, any type of practice, right? So that's exactly with your positive high, like for like movement or yoga or like animal flow and stuff. Like once you kind of get into the rhythm of like knowing the controls, it's like all right, cool. I've been here before. Let me actually do this and kind of just go with the flow and kind of get in that zone, right? But yeah, dude, it's super solid as far as um, gaming because yeah, like same thing, dude. Just growing up, just playing video games all day, dude. Yeah. But going back to I guess like getting into mixing like your graphic design and like personal training and stuff. Did you do the graphic design path first? And it was probably obviously because of the video games and stuff. As far as tying into personal training, what made you kind of cross over? Because that's kind of two different like realms, right? So
Oh yeah, very, very
yeah,
much. I mean nowadays it helps me because I can, make my own graphics and stuff. I'm pretty good
yeah,
at that. But uh, graphic design I started when I was 19, so it was
yeah,
like right off the bat, and that's pretty much been my full-time gig, my career, most of my life.
yeah,
I've worked for a bunch of side companies and just that's what I've done. And I didn't come around to personal training till I was around 28, and at that point in my life, it was a funny story. I was at a good friend's house. You know, every weekend we'd get together. We'd play Rock Band. Have you heard? I don't know if you heard of that game.
Yeah,
Rock
yeah,
Band?
yep.
Okay. I have great memories of that game. And well, this one day, you know, it was just another night. We're drinking, having fun, karaoke, and I sit down. I literally break the chair.
Oh shit. Yeah.
So at that point, the next day, I was 275.
Yeah.
And it's my friends, and they were just all talking shit. We're giving us a hard time, but that day I was like, okay, something's got to change.
Yeah.
And it was just too much. Whatever that reason, that chair, like it clicked in my head. I was like, okay, something's got to change. And then ever since then, I went on a journey. I started looking fitness books. I started looking nutrition and just jumped into it, tried everything. And it took me I'd say about a good solid year, and I lost about 100 pounds.
Nice, dude. Congrats, man. Hell yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's solid.
And then from there, I enjoyed it, and I want to know more. I want to know about the science. Like, I'm a super nerd when it comes to the sciencey stuff, and I just want to know how the body works. Okay, and I want to know, okay, who's this, and why do they know about this? And then, so I started finding my path. You know, I at first started with Mark Sisson. I don't know if you're familiar with the Primal Blueprint.
Yep.
That opened the door to all the bodyweight stuff. I learned about the Cavallo brothers, Animal Flow, then GMB, and it's just from there, like everything just branched out, and then I started figuring out, okay, what do I like? What do I? And then just figuring it out from there, and then what further put me on a more focused path was when I started actually working at the gym, and I started dealing with clients. And man, and then I figured out I love helping people. I love the feeling they get when they accomplish something, when they feel good about themselves. It's like, no shit, I just did that. That's awesome. And then especially when I had some clients that were gamers, those are my favorite clients. I get in and we're just like having a good time and just, it was an awesome vibe. But at the same time, I'd have those clients, I'm sure you've had them, dragging their feet.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I here? And it's like, and you're just doing so much Samotoing because you always got to be on. At least at the gym. And so, and then just from there, and now I find myself in a tricky situation coming back full circle with video games. A lot of fitness professionals that I talk with, they get into camps, and I fucking hate that.
No, big time, dude. Yeah.
It's like, hey, this is my kettlebell style. This is my sandbag style. Like, you're not supposed to do that. You're stealing this. I'm like, dude, can't we just get along? We're all movement. We're all trying to do something, and it's tough, man. Like,
no, it is. I mean, that kind of goes into like more, I guess, even deeper, like human, like psychology of the evolution, right? It's like, you know, like like gatherers, tribes. Like, hey, dude, this is my tribe. It's like, oh, look at that tribe. Like, this tribe's trying to take from my tribe, right? Yeah. So, but then like, I fucking feel you 100%, dude. Because then, like, as far as like, we'll say for example, like Animal Flow, like a lot of their movements is very like capoeira based too, right? So and it's very like feeds into each other. Because I remember when I was first learning capoeira, like I knew about Animal Flow and Mike Fish and all this stuff. Then I was like, oh shit, this is like it's like the Animal Flow stuff. Then then my capoeira instructor's like, oh yeah, I mean like movement is movement for him, but it's like, oh yeah, I mean pretty much kind of play. But the good thing is, I think Mike Fish and like their crew, like they actually like give props to like, okay, yeah, this is movement taken from other aspects, right? It's not like, oh yeah, we invented this movement kind of thing, right? But then there are people who are like, oh shit, it's like, oh, that's that. It's got to be this, right? So yeah, I fully feel you on that. And then going back to your story of when you found fitness at 28, that was the same age I fucking found fitness too, dude. Like around like 27, 28. No, yeah, it's sick. It's like for me, I was always into you know living in Hawaii, like going outdoors, swimming at the beach, bodyboarding, but it wasn't really like any gym stuff, like any legit gym stuff. But you know, we did basic like curls, tricep extensions and shit. But then it was until like 27, 28 when I found my trainer. And then at the time, like my story real quick is like I used to just drink and party fucking hard, dude. But then that was just me, my way of coping, of like escaping reality, right? Escaping my self-doubt, my own negative self-comparison. So then I would just use that as my high. It's like party, just drink, whatever. Now this shifted. That's where it kind of came up with the positive high. Like once I started exercising and moving, I was like, oh shit, I feel fucking good. And then I even told my trainer, my mentor, I was like, if I were to change one person's life the way he changed my life, I'd be fucking stoked. So then that's what kind of drives my fire. Is like the same thing with you whenever you vibe with like a gamer or even just like someone who you've helped along their path. Like that's just, you
so
know,
rewarding.
Yeah, it's rewarding because you fucking been on that opposite end, right? You 100 pounds freaking lost. You had that one like that chair that broke. Is like, oh shit. They're kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? So it's like, yeah, so like you know that feeling. So then like that's super powerful because number one, you care, and number two, you know the feeling of, you know, kind of having that shift, right? It's like, shoot, something's got to change, and then that feeling of actually working towards that change. So no, that's super powerful, dude. And then like as far as like it's on your Instagram, like you help gamer dads. So that's like 100%. That's like us as like millennials, and like there's also, you know, younger generation who have children also, right? So but yeah, straight up, like fuck, there's a shit ton of people who play video games. There's a shit ton of dads, shit ton of people who play video games who are dads. So yeah, man, like all the stuff you post too is like, oh shoot, it's pretty sick. Like just like with the Mario graphics and stuff too. It's just like I'm always like smiling whenever I see your fucking post, dude. Because yeah, it's like straight up like same thing, like, you know, Nintendo nostalgia kind of stuff, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, how's that been as far as, I know you said you're kind of taking a break and stuff, but have people been receptive to your message and stuff and your mission as far as helping gamer dads and stuff?
That's a very fresh thing that I've like focused on the you know, niche. So I can't really tell you that people have been receptive about it. And like I was just telling you, especially now, it's like man, I'm just letting. I don't want to compete with everyone. I don't want to just. I'm doing my thing right now and just like, man, it's. I find it very, very overwhelming, just the people that are going online, and it's like, it's okay. Like thankfully, for me, like I feel bad for a lot of trainers. That are full time. That work at it. My income doesn't depend on me bringing this, so I can just, you know, keep it cool.
But, oh yeah, same thing. Because like for me, like this is my full-time gig. Like for me, I did a lot of a majority of my income is with live face-to-face, and then it's crazy how the universe works, because we're actually we're planning a move to a new area, Elk Grove, near Sacramento. So we live in the Bay Area now. We're planning on moving in August, but since this shelter in place came through, we're like, oh shit, let's just move into our home now. So I was already planning a transition to go online. Like I already have stuff like lined up that I was gonna launch in July, but I was like, shit, fuck, guess I gotta launch it now, dude. So it's like the universe, like I guess like divine timing, like told me, it's like, hey, dude, just do it now. Like even though there's like you said, like a shit ton of people going online, it's like I've already kind of like shared my story, shared my experience. So it's like, all right, if people want to work with me, they kind of know who I am now, because I've been on this Instagram, social media, online space already. So, but I know there's a ton of people just hurting right now, dude, because they haven't been working on this online stream of not only income, but stream of like I guess like helping people, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, it's tough.
Not only that, like I know a lot of trainers that they're just afraid to get on the camera, put themselves out. And I'm like, dude, you have to do it. It doesn't matter. Like, you got to work. At first it's gonna suck. You're gonna be nervous. You gotta do it, especially if it's your main source of income. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, I'm gonna collect unemployment. My gym's gonna open in 2 months. Like, you don't know that.
No. Like, and then go back to you. That's fucking powerful what you said. Like kind of like not really taking handouts. Like for me too. Like, cause there's the Small Business Association of the United States. They have this big old like fund that's first come first serve. And then at first I was gonna apply for all this other stuff, but I was like, nah, dude, let's try to get it on your own real quick. Cause then what happens once everything, the dust settles, now you got to pay back that loan. You know what I'm saying? So you still got interest rates and all this other shit. But then plus two, it's kind of like, all right, let me see if I can just do it on my own, like on my own 2 feet, right? So, and luckily my clients, majority of them shifted online. So like we're doing virtual, remote Zoom, FaceTime training. So, but yeah, dude, like it's heavy right now for not only like but everybody, right?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and then as far as like going back to the camera, same thing with like this Instagram Live when it first started back in October. First, I was like super nervous. I was like, oh man, fuck, am I gonna sound stupid? Blah blah blah. Then I realized like, dude, this is my shit. This is my fucking channel. These are people who I already fucking talked to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just basically we're just talking story. So it's like, what is there to be afraid of? And then if people like kind of judge you, it's like, all right, cool, whatever. Like you don't know if they're judging you or not. It's just all like it's all here, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's one of the lessons too. Thank you for fucking like sharing that too, because that's what fucked me up like back in my mid-20s. Like, oh, what am I gonna do with my life? Blah blah blah. Because I knew I wanted to help people, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. But it's like I always saw my college classmates getting their careers together, but they're just showing the highlights on Facebook, right? So yeah, it's a negative self-comparison. It's like, oh, if I go here, what are other people gonna think? It's like, hey man, freaking just do it, because eventually just the choice is yours, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, and then it's cool that you have also that like sense of like self-confidence, like, you know what, dude, let me just kind of just chill, like let me just do my thing, and then eventually once the time is right, I know there's gonna be an opening, right? So as far as going to with the your mission of like fitness and like helping gamer dads and stuff, yeah. But yeah, I guess like going back to like being a parent and stuff, like what is like the one thing that you like absolutely fucking like enjoy doing with your son as far as like playing and stuff?
My favorite thing is literally, I shit you not, just watching him move. Which is me coming back for what I was gonna ask you. I know you recently took MoveNet. I was curious how did it affect you? I have my things on which coincide with watching him move, which to me is a big part of MoveNet. So
yeah. Oh no, yeah. With MoveNet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You took level 1, yeah.
What was that?
You took the level 1 with
Melissa. Yeah. Level 1 was pretty cool because level 1 was the main reason why I wanted to take it was because I did research all their free shit and all this other stuff, their videos and all this good stuff, and then I kind of wanted more structure as far as like coaching, yeah. But then going with like the movement part, it was cool. It was more of original strength was the one that kind of tied everything together. I had Danny, one of the co-owners of Original Strength. Their whole thing is getting through the natural developmental sequence of children to press reset with the nervous system. So from like infancy to the time they're up and walking and moving, right? So that was the one that actually got me as far as like, oh shit, okay, this is actual like movement, right? Like, because then for them it's like diaphragmatic breathing, then head control, then rolling, reaching, and then you get rocking, and then seated position, and then you get crawling and then walking, right? So then while I was actually studying about OS, Elijah was like going through all the shit I was reading about. So then I was like reading, seeing Elijah doing it, then I was like, oh shit, this is fucking amazing. So then like not only like me connecting better with him as far as like seeing what's going on with him, because then same with you, like I like to know like what's going on like with the science, neuroscience and stuff. So I just full on geek out on that. I was like, oh shit, okay, this is what's happening to his, not only his brain, but like just like his body movement and stuff, right? But yeah, so that's the one that actually got me like in tune with like what's going on with him, and kind of tying in like kind of movement education system. But then with like MoveNet, like now, like I can see him like the way he's jumping, because he's fucking just jumping everywhere, dude. He's going off. And then the way we've seen him crawling, and just like the way he lifts and carries stuff, that's how I kind of related to the level 1 MoveNet kind of practice. And then more of the because I like all the ground-based stuff, yeah. So like kind of even seeing the ground transitions, right? So seeing like how he sits, like this is his favorite position right here, like this guy right here. So like right here, he's just like this all day, kind of moving around, and like he goes like this, and like he's always on the ground, just like moving. I was like, oh shit. And then one fun drill that I've been doing with him for a while was it's just like I'll just like copy him for like for however long, and then like it's funny because like I feel like I'm pretty,
it's tough.
Shape, you know what I'm saying? But I last for like 30 seconds, dude. I'm like, oh shit, this guy's fucking going. Yeah, so it's super cool just to see like how kids can just move with grace and strength. Right?
Oh yeah, it's humbling.
And tumbling, yep, that's the one, dude. Yep.
It's just, man. But yeah, like the whole thing with MoveNet, you know how when I took level 1 3 years ago, and something like whatever. The first thing that blew me away that I've never been to a teaching a certification. They started off with breathing.
Yep.
To me, that was like, whoa, okay, yeah, like I get it, and I had to learn breathing through FMS, and you know when you're holding your breath and you're all tensed up, it's not gonna be good unless your power, and it's just bad tension, and it's just I love that reset, and like you were saying, like the ground movement, and just when I actually saw it, and then when I went through the book, and then to me when Erwan actually released his book, that was just like wow, that was awesome. That's like to me, it's a I don't like saying Bible, but we'll just say open Bible.
Yeah.
But it's interesting how something like that, I love MoveNet, but it clashes with so many other things, When I have people when I tell them, hey, like, why don't you try this, or I try to explain MoveNet, it's like, oh, what do you mean? I got to go tree climbing? I got to go out in the forest? I'm like, no, it's just, it's our foundational movement, and it's a struggle to complain, and just I don't know if you have that problem. And it's just I find it so easy to, like I was telling earlier, that the problem I have with the industry is, you're in my tribe, I accept no other tribes, and I just try to mishmash the
like that's exactly like what I've been doing, because then for me, like when I first got into fitness, it was like just basic like bodybuilding to get fucking swole as fuck, right? So then eventually powerlifting, and then CrossFit, and more cross training. Then I found like TRX, because my trainer did a lot of suspension training stuff too in his boot camps, and then that's when I kind of dove into more of the like I guess like movement, free movement style of training, and then got into like more mobility stuff. And studied like FMS and like all the good stuff. And then that's when I started, and then kettlebell training, more unconventional stuff with like On It and all this cool stuff. And then basically just kind of seeing what I enjoyed and kind of like using it with myself first, and then implement it with my clients. And now and then going into learning more about MoveNet, and then now I'm diving even deeper into not only just like the basic movement of like us as humans, but more of like getting in touch with like nature, and getting in with learning more with the Evolve Move Play. Have you ever heard of them before?
Yeah.
Oh, they do. Rafe is based in Washington, I think. So yeah, getting more involved with those guys, hooking up with one of the guys. His name's Kyle, Trotting Sparrow, and then I have our friends Mowgli Gang, our fucking tree climbing crew. So yeah, so basically, kind of diving more deeper into more of the actual nature aspect of like, all right, like biophilia, and like, how does nature actually heal us, like the actual touching of the earth with earthing and all this stuff. So it's kind of, I'm teeter-tottering between like very I guess like traditional training, and then also like hippie shit.
No,
so
I'm with you.
Yeah, so I'm like blending it. It's not like, oh no, I'm not gonna be like full on fucking hippie stuff like ayahuasca, fucking doing shrooms all day in the fucking forest. It's like, oh man, freaking, it's like I got a kid, man. I would microdose probably, but and then also like still doing the kettlebell lifts with like the basic squat, hinge, the like functional bodybuilding patterns, but also mixing in with like the capoeira, the animal flow, ground movement, and then mixing in with the like the earthing, the more like earth-based teachings, right? So yeah, I'm trying to like same thing, like I'm kind of finding my way, and then bringing in with like the rooted parent movement, bringing in more of like helping parents kind of realize moving with your child, creating memories through movement and stuff. And like, that's cool, like what you're doing too, because like you're actually playing with your kid and moving around. And like for me and you, like it kind of seems like normal, but then like I don't know if you get messages from other people, it's like, oh shit, I love what you're doing, fucking blah blah blah, and like keep doing what you're doing. But it's like, what you doing with your kid, dude? You know what I'm saying? It's like don't get. For me, it feels like don't give me props for something that we're supposed to be doing, right? Yeah. So like I don't know, like if it's like a not really arrogant thing, but or ignorant thing, but it's like it's like shit, man, I'm supposed to be doing this, so thank you for giving me the props and thank you for giving me the energy. But it's like, play with the kids, man.
No, I mean it's not even that. The most eye-opening thing, you know, with raising my boy Milo, like besides, you know, this whole COVID thing, it would be a daily thing. We'd be outside. We'd go to a new park. We'd go exploring. It's my duty for me as a, you know, dad, and just what I know, like you gotta move and you gotta play and just and it's so disheartening the amount of parents that you just don't care. They're on their phone. I've seen parents literally leave, drop off their kids, and then like go. I'm like, okay. It's like, I'm just like, it blows my mind just how people, at least from my experience when I go to these local parks, you know, they're just not interested in moving. They just want to sit down on the bench, check out, and you there, go play.
No, it's crazy because like for me, like I realize too, it's kind of a balance too, right? Because for some of the parents, it's kind of like, okay, I get like a little mini break. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, but then part of it is like, they're like full on like all day like this. It's like, hey, dude, what if somebody fucking snatches your kid? Like, just like safety wise, not even just like for play. It's like, what if somebody comes around, it's like, hey, dude, you want some candy? You know what I'm saying? It's like at least be mindful of like looking up and like, oh, hey, what's up, dude? I see you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like fully dig what you're saying. But and then like as far as like playing too with your kid, like eventually just jump up real quick, stretch out, roll around in the grass, and like it's not only good for the kid, but it's good for you, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like straight up, it's just like nourishment. That's how I found you, dude. It was your Explore Parks
Oh,
Instagram. Yeah, that's why I was like, oh shit, this guy's fucking sick, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, so but yeah, that's a pretty good concept too. But yeah, same thing, dude. Just kind of like realizing like, you can, that's your time to kind of chill at the park, have your kid free play with the other kids, but then realize like that's also an invitation for you to connect with your kid, right? Connect with the kid and also just move. Yeah, so
not only that,
go for it.
Well, I would say not only that, you know, it's most of my life I've lived in LA and all the general, and it's hard to find just general open areas. You know, I talk about it with my wife. I don't even to this day. You know, you don't feel comfortable, especially a 2-year-old running around in the sidewalk. It's like So it's just getting out there and moving, and if you don't own a home, if you're in an apartment, like my wife and I, we've lived pretty much in ever since we got married, and it's tricky finding that space. You know, like you don't have that real estate, and you got to get out.
No, for sure, dude. Yeah, and then it's crazy, especially with the shelter in place stuff. Like I know there's right on, guys. Yep, thanks, man. Yeah, you say right on, brother. Keep on the good work. Yeah, so especially with the shelter in place, like I've been seeing a lot of people kind of complaining about like, oh, I'm feeling cooped up in the house all day. It's like, you still go outside, dude. You can still like, it's not like you like hermit style, like kind of peeking through the curtains, like, oh shit, is the fucking COVID gonna get me? It's like, no, dude, you're good. Like, it's good to be outdoors, like feel the grass, feel the dirt, to get some sun, dude. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just like powerful of like what you're promoting too, as far as like just getting out there, not only visiting local parks, but even just like going out and just like playing, right? And just finding that safe space to just play. Not only like, you know, I'm always like for yourself, but for your kids too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But how's the transition from going, you know, your whole life staying in East LA, moving up to Washington with this? I've been to Portland, but like it's like wide and open, dude, just like green. You know, like how how was that transition been as far as like moving?
So, I mean, the biggest thing is just the weather. I don't
Yeah,
mind the rain.
yeah.
I hate the cold.
Oh
This
shit, yeah,
winter,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
this last winter, man, like, it's 30s and I'm just freezing.
yeah,
Just, and then the worst thing about that too, when it's that cold, you're not supposed to be out that long, especially with kids, toddlers. So
yeah,
I think it's only like, if it's almost freezing, like, I think it's 20 minutes and then they get a break. But if
yeah,
it's under 28, it's like, 20 and get 'em out.
yeah, yeah,
That to me felt a lot worse, especially when it was really cold and rainy, and then it feels colder than
yeah,
it is today with the whole COVID. Like you said, a lot of people think like, "Hey, I'm locked in my room, house, what have you," and
yeah,
that's not the case. You can go out there and breathe. You can walk, and if you're very adamant about the social distancing, then just you see someone, wait for them or walk away, give yourself a distance, just do your
yeah.
thing. I mean, it's like,
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, I feel on the cold, dude, because back in 2014, from Hawaii to freaking San Francisco, fucking Bay Area, it was not cold now, but I'm cool with it. But when I first moved, like in the morning, it was like 40s, and like for back home in Hawaii, like once it's like 65, maybe low 60s, we got like a jacket,
yeah.
fucking pants, freaking socks with our slippers, dude. So like coming from there to just Bay Area morning, like I would just be like just pissed, dude. It was like, why the fuck is this so like just touching the bare like freaking floor with my feet? I'd just be like, oh shit, this is too much, dude. And then with the fog rolling in with like Daly City and like South City in that area, it just gets foggy, so the sun just disappears. So then for me, like growing up with the sun my whole life, I used to like seasonal depression, dude. I was all like, I don't know. It felt like a whole week with no sun. It was probably just like a day, but I was all like, where the fuck is the sun, dude? Oh, I'm dying here.
Yeah.
But yeah, fully feel. And then eventually you kind of get used to it too. But yeah, I fully feel you with the cold weather. I was like, I'm over it, dude. This is crazy.
Because I mean, I love 90, 100. I'm super comfortable in the heat. But
Yeah.
you put me in 30 and it's like, oh boy.
Gun skis, dude.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, yeah, and then shoot, as far as transitioning to your son, like how? I mean, he's kind of young still, but how do you transition with like, the cold and stuff? Like
It's just layers.
It's layers, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Nice,
like
dude.
the shitty thing though about like his layers is, he's at the age where he's testing everything. He's
Yeah,
saying
dude,
no,
big time.
saying no. So he doesn't wear gloves and he doesn't wear hats. So,
Mm.
so when it gets
Yeah.
really cold, I'm like, you got to put this. He's like, nope. And it's just, and he
Yeah.
loves being barefooted. So whenever I
Yeah.
put boots on, like he knows he can be barefooted at home, but if we got to go outside, if it's not too cold, I'll let him be barefooted and I'll go out barefooted with him, let him touch and just, but it's trippy. It's trippy because not only that, I can see his movement when he has all these layers. It stiffens him. And he's tripping, he's falling, he's not moving naturally. It's like he has all this shit, and he's just adjusting. So that in itself, it's interesting watching him adapt. And it's like, okay, I got this big ass jacket, I can't climb this now. It's like, and it's just he's figuring it out, and it's like, okay.
No, it's crazy when you say like clothing restricting your movements, especially with your feet, right? Like for me, I've been studying about like just like barefoot training and like minimalist training, especially with your feet. Like a lot of people don't realize, like imagine you wearing gloves all day, right? Like all just this sensory nerves in your hands and stuff, and trying to grip stuff. That's the same thing with your feet. Like you have so much just like nerves on your feet where it needs texture and kind of feedback, right? And then so I kind of tell people it's like just imagine wearing just gloves on your hands all day, and then and then just imagine like going through your whole life just using gloves, and like kind of not only gloves but like gloves that kind of restrict your fingers like this, right?
So I use that same analogy, except I use mittens.
Oh shit! Sick.
Which is pretty much what we do to our feet. People just put a sock. And it's meant to splay, it's meant to grip, it's meant to feel, and And then I tell it like, just like you said, imagine if you were like this the whole time. You're just like, oh, let me manipulate, let me carry. Like
Yeah.
that shit's gonna break.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that's solid, dude. I'm gonna steal that. Thank you.
Go for it.
Mittens are fucking because mittens are fucking better because I mean, basically gloves is like fucking the toe shoes, right? The fucking minimalist toe shoes, those fucking ugly ass toe shoes. But yeah.
Hey, I love those ugly ass toe shoes.
Oh, you got some on? Sorry, dude. My bad.
No, I don't have some on right now, but I mean, I wear the. I mean, just because we were talking about the only socks I wear are Ijinjis. I don't know how do you pronounce them. You know, the toe socks, or I'm barefooted. And now with the cold, I'll put a layer on top. Then I'll put that little mitten sock, and it's like.
Nice, dude. Oh shit! Wait, what time is it? Oh shit! We've only got 5 minutes. Okay, see, we're vibing out, dude. That is the power of talking story. Oh shit! Hey, so last 5 minutes, I like to do just like 2 main questions. Is like number one, how has your positive high as a child, so video games, how has that shaped your view of not only like just the world, but of like just like movement and like your training in general? And then number two is, say if someone wants to get into more of like play with their child, or even just getting that movement break in between like gaming sessions, what would you recommend? So number one, how has your positive high as a child gaming shaped not only your life, but fitness in general?
So with that, how's it shaped? It's super easy for me. To me, it's imagination. Like, I hate how people tell you, you have to do it this way. This is the only way. Like, no, explore, find your way. Like, there's so many methods, it's endless. And there's a game, there's a method for everyone. There's a coach for everyone. There isn't just my way or the high or his way. There's so many ways, so many opportunities, and you just got to open yourself to them, and just find it. Now tell me the second question.
That's sick, dude. I like that, dude. And then number two is, if someone were to, you can answer both or just one. If someone wants to start playing with the kid a lot more, but they're kind of like weary of just like, oh, I don't know where to start. Or number two, like say you have a gamer dad and they want to get into more of the fitness, what would you kind of recommend?
So I'll answer the second one first, because to me it's easy. And I always tell my friends, the easiest thing you can do, it doesn't matter what you get. And I think it's with everyone that when you're playing, when you're gaming, your body tells you like, get up. And that essentially means when you want to go get a drink, when you want to just stretch, that's a perfect opportunity to do calisthenics, anything, do a press, do something, like just get out of there. And what I tell my friends and other former clients is, you don't have to go crazy about it. You don't have to kill yourself. This isn't insanity. And just go at it, be consistent. That's the most essential part with getting that fitness, that movement, that just that nourishment of that. It's because you could get lost in gaming. You could just sit your ass there and just do nothing, and your body's gonna adapt to that piss poor position that a lot of people take. I mean, it's rare that you see someone and, oh yeah, I got my back straight, head up, ribs down, shoulders back, and I'm gaming. Nah, that's not gonna happen. So it's just taking breaks, and then along with that, finding a program that works for you. Because even breaks, you got to be consistent, and you got to make it a lifestyle. It's got to be there, and it's just you got to check in, and it's just a habit. It's all about habits.
Nice,
and then as far as with the kid, I do what you do, man. I mean, I love watching him move, and just take it step by step, because it's very humbling, and it looks easy, but if you try to keep up at their pace, and the thing that always gets me is when my boy's running around in circles. I can't do more than 2 circles, and I'm just like, I'm done with the circling. But just the movement, to get up and down, just like they do. And the best recommendation for that is, especially if you're not used to ground move, is bolster. Get some pillows, blankets, and do your best to mimic their movement. But it's tough. That's very tough. Like you said, that I have problems with that, keeping up with them, and just because little balls of energy.
Yeah, dude. Straight up. No, yeah, dude. Thank you so much, dude.
Thank
I've
you,
been wanting
Sergio.
to connect with you and like actually talk story with you for a minute. Like I said, been friends with you on the IG for a while now. So since from the Explore Park days to now, super solid. And then lastly, sorry, we got one more thing. If someone wants to work with you, how can they connect with you? How can they learn more about you and all the good stuff? Yeah.
If you want to work with me, you want to talk shop, whatever, I'm an open book. Just shoot me a DM. I love talking about everything, literally everything. Like games, philosophy, you name it. I mean, just this is so what we're doing here. This is awesome. I can do this forever. Just talking about life, like raising children, movement, this COVID thing. It's crazy what's happening right now, and who knows if it's gonna go back the way it is. I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
At least we have each other, dude. That's
yeah, there you go.
Say. You know what I'm saying? 100%,
oh yeah,
dude. Yeah, like everyone here watching, like we're here together, dude, for real. Like if you want to talk story with me, want to talk story about a Marlon, fucking hit him up, DM. Also, this thing's gonna be on YouTube. I finally got the YouTube up. Here we go, dude. Yeah, so if you guys want to replay back to what we were talking about before. Oh, sorry.
What's your name? What's your name on YouTube?
Oh, it's
subscribe. All right.
Yep.
Just
yeah,
all
so,
one, all together.
Yeah. Separate. Yep. So
Underscore or space.
System.
Okay.
Yep,
okay.
Yeah. So I'm putting all my lives on YouTube. So this is gonna be on YouTube, dude. So yeah, subscribe, share with your friends. Yeah, dude. Every Thursday I have guests on who I vibe with. Positive High Talk Story. I got my friend Jess coming on, who's a functional nutritionist. So that one's gonna be super solid. She's in OC, so SoCal too. So but yeah,
Sergio,
man. What was that?
You know what you should consider? Put this, your stories, what I would love, me personally.
Yeah.
Put them on a podcast. Audio only.
Yeah. That is actually freaking on the next.
Awesome.
Joby's cousin actually moved in with us, and then he has like a mic and stuff. So
awesome.
I actually got to figure out how to like. And then he told me about like Anchor.com or some shit like.
Anchor,
it's just podcast software, freaking software stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you because that's one of the most ways I consume audio. Audiobook or podcast, and it's just I would love to always be listening to you.
Yeah, well,
you do a great service here. This is awesome.
Oh shit,
so,
thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Mahalo, bro. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, and then 100% because then I'm actually gonna go back to everyone I talk to on Instagram Live, and then once I get this whole podcast thing set up, you're gonna be on my podcast, dude. You're gonna be on this shit, dude. So, but yeah, thanks for that fucking vote of confidence because that is exactly down the pipeline.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but yeah, dude. If you need anything else, dude, hit me up. You know what I'm saying I'm always here for you.
Likewise.
Yeah, likewise, right? If anything, I'm gonna go get some lunch. I've been fasting, so yeah. Anything else you want to add, or you good?
Nothing to add. Thank you. Much love, brother.
Right on,
I appreciate
Thank you. Have a good day, bro.
You too.
All right, man. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.